And since Sue Turton of ITN filed that report, the death toll in Pakistan has risen to more than 90. For more about today's terror attacks, we're joined by one of our regulars, Ahmed Kamal, a Pakistani diplomat for 40 years, 10 of them as Pakistan's United Nations ambassador. Ambassador Kamal, welcome to the program.
A pleasure.
So, do you think that today's attacks were separate incidents, or do you believe that the Taliban on either side of the border, Pakistan and Afghanistan, are now coordinating their attacks? Is it just motivational, or is it organizational?
I think it is more motivational than organizational. But in either case, there is no doubt that this is a serious escalation of the attacks, because they are hitting closer to the centers of governmental power, and they are targeting more and more civilians, including women and children. And this is an extremely serious situation, and the question is it going to escalate even further, or is it going to somehow fall under control?
Well, how serious do you think it is? How significant is it that there seems to now have been a concerted targeting of civilians, where previously the targets were the military, were government buildings or facilities?
The effort is to destabilize or to destroy the confidence of government in its ability to govern. But the motivations are slightly different on both sides of the border. In Afghanistan, the motivation is basically an Al-Qaeda governed attempt to threaten the interests of the United States and to build up that threat on the back of a non-credible government. In the case of Pakistan, it is built on the back of a non-credible government and an effort to bring an end to a war which is seen not as an internal Pakistani war, but as a US war being fought by Pakistan.
Why do you think that the government is not credible?
In Afghanistan or in Pakistan?
In Pakistan.
It's not credible because it doesn't have the popularity that it should have, and it is not able to take care of major problems, economic problems, job creation, production of electricity and energy, the management of the refugees that are being created both in Swat and in South Waziristan. These are major problems which the government is unable to take care of.
What do you think it's going to take to end the violence in Pakistan and in Afghanistan as well? I mean, the two are now linked. I mean, how does Pakistan at least try to approach it from their point of view?
Well, the Secretary of State Clinton is in Pakistan, and I think she's going to hear more than she's going to state. She will hear some of the disconcertation which exists in Pakistan about US drones and the type of civilian casualties which are taking place either as a result of American actions or a result of Pakistani army actions. And this is ultimately, we will have to find some solution in which you come to terms with a part of the population which disagrees with the type of actions you're taking. Now that would imply somehow delinking the Al-Qaeda from the Taliban.
And do you think that is possible?
I think it is very possible. The motivations are different. Al-Qaeda's motivation is to threaten the United States. Taliban motivation, the Taliban are internal forces both in Pakistan and in Afghanistan.
But how do you address the crux of the violence, the massive violence and the loss of lives of innocent people? How does that get stopped?
But you have to find out first as to whether this loss of life is an action or a reaction to something else. And if it is an action, you can try to stop. But if it is a reaction to other actions from exterior forces or whatever, then you have to address the motivational root causes.
All right, Ambassador Kamal, pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.